Welcome back to the C Morning Show, everyone. We're just about to dive into our first talk show of the morning, and we always love to highlight environmental action, personal responsibility, as well as commitment. Now, I'm sure you've done this as well, Shafira. You walk down the street, you see garbage, and instead of just passing it, we'll just decide to pick it up and put it in the trash. Well, that happens, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes
exactly.
it feels a bit tedious at times, and
True.
it feels like it's happening all the time. But
yeah.
you know, we try to do our part. But today's guest has actually done much, much more than that. He emulates this environmental spirit that we're talking about and proves that one person can make a really significant impact. He is a solo cleaner who has taken it upon himself to clean up the environment.
Wow. We have to highlight it. Solo cleaner.
Solo.
Because he's
On
doing
his
it
own,
by
not
himself.
like a team. Yeah.
Not like a team. So what drives him to take this solitary path, and how does he stay motivated? Let's welcome environmental activist Giri Marhara. He has managed to clean approximately 2,804.29 kilograms of waste, but he may correct us if we are wrong. Hello,
He has the actual numbers. Hi,
Good morning.
Good morning.
Do you
Thanks
see
for
any
having
trash
me.
around the studio?
No, the studio's clean because he's been around here.
No, actually, I feel like this.
We've been
place
cleaned up.
Yeah, I got nothing to do here.
Okay. All right. So welcome to our studio. So we actually had this kind of things that he showed me the book.
Yes, he has a
It's
lot
like,
of them.
exactly, it's like self-motivations book. Like he wrote everything down. So what set you down the path of environmental cleaning, and how did it evolve from hobby to habit? You've been started doing it since 2013, if I'm not
I
mistaken.
started writing down the amount of trash I collected since 2013.
Okay. But what got you down
11
this path?
years.
We read your story that you know you noticed in your own neighborhood that it was just filthy. And
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about how you decided, or what triggered you to actually start to make a move.
I think generally it's quite intuitive that the solution to plastic pollution is by cleaning it up. It's actually a quite straightforward thing to do, but a lot of people are not doing it enough. And so back when I was a kid, when I was in 6th grade elementary school, my dad, he looked at a pile of trash in our neighborhood and he decided he would just want to clean it by himself. And that gave me the idea that you don't have to wait for authority, you don't have to wait for other people to do something about it, you can just take upon it yourself. And I tried that in my own school. Long story short, it ended up becoming a hobby and a habit, something that I just can't.
And
That's
Stop
very
doing it.
noble.
yeah, well, I mean, why did you decide to do this? I mean, we've heard of environmental groups doing this as a team, as a large group. And as I mentioned, this can be such a large task to take on. What made you decide to go on this solo path and do it on your own?
Well, actually, I don't see being solo as better or worse. Performance-wise, definitely, I go down when it comes to performance. Clean up less trash, right? And you're just alone.
Yeah.
But for me, when I clean up alone, it's more of a therapy. Like it's
Oh,
therapeutic.
wow.
It's fun. It's relaxing.
Okay.
It's stress relief. So that's basically why I do it alone most of the times. But it doesn't mean I'm close to the option of going out with a group.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you did it sometimes, right? With a group as
Sometimes I
well,
do.
with group of friends,
Of course.
right? Who love to do the clean up trash and everything.
He's
do you
probably
feel
the
like
best one, though, when you get in a
Do you
group.
feel like that as well, Paul? Like therapeutic activity?
I have
because I know that you kind of similar thing with Hara here.
in my own house I do the.
Yeah,
I
of
do
course.
this. But it is a bit of my own thing. Like I'm a bit OCD, and when it comes to things, I have to have. I'm the one that has to do the cleanup.
Sometimes you wipe the table inside of the.
But again, I can see how that can be therapeutic.
Because it's clean.
It is. Makes you
clean
feel
is-
good.
Yeah,
You see how it can
makes
be
us feel
therapeutic,
Yes,
right?
good.
yeah.
It fresh air and
Yes.
everything. We can breathe.
And you feel like you accomplished something. That's what I like about
Exactly.
it.
That's the thing. So,
Exactly,
so Hara, I wonder, how does waste cleaning change your perspective about the environment regarding the issue, probably that related to environment?
It definitely taught me a lot because going out there into the wild, let's say, I looked at the ecosystems around us and how much it's been damaged by trash, by plastic pollution in particular. So mainly when I go out to clean up, I target plastic because plastic is not supposed to be out there in nature.
Yes.
And so I do. The best thing that I know that could be done is by taking out the plastic from nature and putting it in the waste bins.
Okay. What do you know? Basically, that leads me to my next question, because there's just so much to be done. How do you choose where you want to focus on any particular day?
So I live nearby a lake,
Okay.
and so a lake has an inlet and an outlet. And every single day there's going to be trash coming in
Right.
and trash going out. And it's just the way things flow. We've done some efforts to put barriers
Okay.
and also other stuff like that. But sometimes there's just, you just gotta go down and clean it up.
Just get down and dirty.
It's,
if you will.
Get down and dirty.
kind of intuitive, like intuitive. You just
Yeah.
clean it up and pick up the trash, and
Yeah.
then you just throw it away.
Yeah.
Wow, how do you find it a joy while you're doing it? Or have you ever like facing a burnout when you see, oh my God, amounts of trash and you
yeah,
see it as a task that because it becomes
You're
regular
literally
things
cleaning
with you.
up stuff that
True.
people could avoid throwing, like just, if they were more mindful, they could just put it in a place where it belonged. So you're literally doing what other people should be doing. Do you ever get frustrated or feel any sort of, burnout like Shafir?
Maybe statistically speaking, I get a burnout like once a week.
Oh, really?
wow.
But in all
So-
seriousness, I constantly remind myself to keep my world small. Don't
Okay.
pay attention to the hundreds of millions of tons being produced every single day,
Yeah,
because
it can
that's
bring you
just
down.
gonna bring you down. Exactly.
Oh, okay.
So just break your big task into small chunks.
Okay.
Your year into small days, hours,
Yeah.
and just make the most out of every second.
Okay. That's what they say. They say when you want trying to accomplish a big task, just set mini goals, they call it.
Yeah.
Like smaller goals for
Yeah.
yourself. That way you're always accomplishing something.
This is like my book of mini
tip.
goals.
Okay, so let's just talk about some of the tools of the trade, starting
Exactly.
with this. So you have a logbook, if you could show it to,
can I show it
to
to
our
the-
camera.
Of course.
there. So this is literally a handwritten logbook that you log on a per day basis whenever you go out.
Let's just show it to
think
the
we're gonna-
camera.
Yeah, we're going to show it to this one.
What's the camera?
Okay.
So there you have
The
a log,
book?
and it,
Ah,
it shows
this
the
one.
dates. So explain it to us. What's in there?
So on this logbook, I wrote down the date, the coordinates, and the amount of trash I collect in kilograms. And for every 100 kilograms I collect, I give myself a yellow star.
Your star. Every 100.
There's a lot of yellow
Every
stars
100
in there.
kilograms.
Every 100 kilograms. Okay.
And every 1,000 kilogram, I give myself a blue.
Okay.
Whoa.
By far, I only have 2 blue stars.
Let's talk a little bit about the units of measure that you have in there. So you go by weight.
Yep.
How do you know exactly how much you're picking up? And maybe you could describe some of the tools that you use.
Sure, sure.
Okay.
So I measure using like a scale,
Okay.
a small pocket scale.
Yep.
And I try my best to only pick up plastic trash. However, sometimes I get like soil or dirt mixed in, so I put in a measure, like a subjective measure, like how high is the impurity of it.
Okay.
So that's how I say, oh, this is a mission with a lot of impurity.
Okay.
This is a mission with
Okay.
high purity.
So wait, a yellow star is
wow.
1,000,
100.
100 kilos.
100.
But
kilos.
if you're focusing mostly on plastic, plastic's really light.
Exactly.
So how much are we talking about? Like 100 kilos of plastic? That's got to
So
be
much-
huge.
Is that a lot of plastic waste outside?
There's a lot of that.
Like plastic bags, plastic bottles. Like those are all really light if you think about it.
Packaging.
Yeah, packaging, right?
Sachet
So
product.
to get 100 kilos, and is that one day then?
Well, it depends.
Right.
It depends on the area.
Okay.
If it's a waterway that's going to be where trash is going to be coming in with
All the time.
all the time,
Yeah.
well, there's going to be a lot of plastic trash, especially. And it's actually easier for me to clean up in water because I can just wash the trash as I put it in my bag.
So it's clean
It's already.
when you throw it away from the
Yeah.
water.
We want to minimize the amount of water
Okay.
to make it easier for the garbage men.
I see.
So
Because
you,
then
have
they
the,
end up.
so you have the different equipment
Yep.
when
Yeah,
you do
so-
it on the water and then on the land as well?
So this is basically your gear when you go out.
This is my gear when I go
What,
out.
what do you bring with you?
Okay, let me show you.
This is for land.
This is the land setup.
Oh, wow.
Oh, there's two
Land
setups. Okay.
Two setups.
land setup,
Land
okay.
setups. All right.
Okay, wait,
What is
can
that?
I
Yeah,
demonstrate?
sure. Let's have a look.
I'm gonna demonstrate. So this is my this is what I put on my head when I want to record myself.
Oh, it's a customized cap.
Yep.
I see the brim.
It's a
got
DIY
Wow.
camera holder, and this is my DIY trash bag holder.
Okay.
It's reusable.
Okay.
So you basically didn't bring something something like super huge.
Nope. Well,
Okay.
because you're cleaning up plastic.
Yeah, of course.
Yes,
Yeah.
you can usually
use
compress it.
Yeah.
You can usually compress it.
Okay.
And every time you pass a trash can, you can just do that.
Just dump it out. Oh,
Dump it
right.
out.
Okay.
And so this is what I do. Pull out my trash picker, do a couple tricks.
Wow. You
and
made
this
it
is
by
how
yourself.
Yep. This is my original design.
So I'm noticing this. A lot of this is kind of like you literally DIY. Like you've
DIY.
made all of these things.
Yeah.
What is that made from originally?
This is, well, the original design back in 2013 I made from wood.
Okay.
But in 2019 I learned 3D printing.
Okay.
And I started to explore designing like CAD.
Okay.
And
Yes.
so I developed this.
Oh, wow.
All right. So this actually helps you from having to reach over.
Exactly.
That will obviously prevent any injuries.
Yeah,
perhaps,
of
while this,
course.
because you have to be bending over all the time.
Not only does it allow me to clean up while standing straight, it also
Yes.
allows me to clean up with style.
I like that.
Okay, I
So-
like that.
You know, sometimes I do that, you know, like I'm a swordsman of some sorts.
So,
Oh, now
okay.
I understand why you love to doing it by yourself.
You see,
Because you
right?
can create your own style by picking
In
up
fact,
the trash.
that shirt you're wearing, that logo, that's you.
Yep, that's me.
Okay, so did you see it? That's the.
It's like a jug. Oh, with a trash picker.
Yep,
you use it.
that's me.
That's him.
Oh wow.
So obviously, when you're doing this on the side of a lake, people are going to come up to you. Have people come up to you? What do they say? What are some of the people?
Some people are confused as to why am I doing this? Are
Yeah.
you getting paid to do this?
Right,
Yeah,
right.
And for me, it's like it's irrelevant. I'm enjoying myself. I enjoy this the way people would enjoy dance,
Yeah,
fencing,
yeah.
parkour, any other hobby that
Okay.
involves moving the body. You
True.
know?
You love to collecting trash.
awesome.
That's awesome.
For me, this is a sport.
Of course, with a style.
Sport, a style.
Okay.
What else? Do you have anything else in your belt?
So this is basically, well, basic.
Oh,
first
okay, so
aid
you got to
kit.
stay hydrated.
Yeah, stay hydrated and first aid kit if anything happens.
Sure.
Yeah.
And so for example, my routine would be, I go out, see a piece of trash there, pick it up like this,
Oh my God.
make sure to pay attention to my footwork,
Wow, so cool.
and once I'm done,
Yeah.
reholster it.
Oh, nice.
And then.
It's like a trash ninja. No, when we're looking at some of the
Ninja.
onboard,
I like that.
we're looking at some of the onboard shots as well that you had.
Oh, wow.
We
This
had
video
there
was
you go.
from 2016.
Look at how much trash there is,
Oh
though.
my God.
I mean,
this is very stressful.
inspiring.
By seeing it is very stressful.
It just also makes me sad to see how much
Exactly.
people still throw trash out, like not in its proper place.
The consumption is still high, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's not just the consumption; it's just the fact that people are throwing it out with disregard, of where it's going.
And people are throwing it away as trash. So Hara, since you are doing this, is there any like worst situations that you've been facing throughout the years that you've been doing it?
I've been sick plenty of times doing this, mainly because of overwork.
Okay.
But generally, no weird diseases.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Well, that's what the tool is for. So you also don't accidentally pick up something
Yeah.
dangerous.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
there is a
yeah.
safety factor to this as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
I've gotten a bunch of cuts too from
Right.
dealing with dangerous trash, for example, like shards of glass,
Can imagine.
stuff like that. So that's why I have the first aid kit.
Right.
Oh wow.
So you have obviously, it's a very inspiring thing that you're doing, but it would certainly, wouldn't deny if you were to get any help. So have you ever worked with any sort of local organizations or even the government? I mean, I'm sure the government would love to have more people like you in help in their efforts as well to help clean up cities.
Exactly. I agree. A lot of people have held cleanup events, and I've participated in them. Some have been near my local area, and some have been from quite afar. And sometimes I've been asked to come to cleanup. Sometimes I just want to go to cleanups and
Yeah.
participate there.
Yeah, yeah.
And sometimes I also announce on social media that, hey,
Okay.
we
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
cleanup.
Of course.
Let's.
Who wants to join?
Who wants to join?
And
Come
what's
along.
that like? Like, do a lot of people come out, and there are people out there that do want to make an effort as well?
Yeah. A lot of people do come.
Yeah.
For example, like maybe like 7 or 8 people. It's quite it's quite a lot.
How far did you go? I mean, where is the furthest places that you've been clean up?
Back in 2016, I went to college in Lampung, and out there, I made a bunch of friends, and we cleaned up together around our
Oh, in the
university.
area. Okay, wow. that's
So
cool.
let's zoom out for a moment. You've obviously been doing this for years. Where, I feel like many of us are more aware about our environmental, the effects of the environment from our actions. And I feel like many people are now doing things more carefully and more mindfully so that they're not damaging the environment. But I would say that we're still a long way away to where we should be. What's your take on this, and where do you see us right now?
I see that you shouldn't burden yourself with the thought of trying to do everything all at the same
course.
time.
I do.
Of course, and it can be
I'm
draining.
very stressful
It can be,
about that.
exactly. Look, it brings you a lot of stress. Yeah.
So one of the guidelines that I go by is like, you can't do everything, but what you can do is what you must do. And that's what I tell myself. That's what that relates to the part where I said, you break a big task into small chunks.
Absolutely.
That's one of the things that I try my best to do, because sometimes life presents you with a big task that you just can't find a way to break down, but you have to do
Wow,
it.
that is so wise. Yeah.
And I think
never thought
it
about
starts
that.
at home, right? I mean, if you're just
Exactly.
doing it within your own household, teaching your children
Yeah.
not to throw trash
Keeping
anywhere,
your trash
keeping it
in
in a
your
proper
bags,
place, yeah,
right?
and it builds these habits, and hopefully other households are doing the same.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
already
yeah.
doing a part.
So Hara, since you've been doing it for years, have you ever see yourself have you ever seen this as an achievement? Or have you ever felt like, okay, I'm quite proud of myself, something like that? Or
Yeah.
kind of achievement that you are so proud of?
Of course, I basically call this, it might be a little bit crude, but this is my self-worth.
Wow.
So this book right here
Wow.
is one of the reasons why I still feel like I'm useful. Whenever I'm feeling down, I open this book and I tell myself, you know what, you've done quite a lot.
Yeah.
And
so cool.
you can do a lot more. My mission in life, personally, my personal goal is to fill this book before I die.
Wow.
And there's probably 200 pages to fill in.
Amazing.
Okay. And that's is 2016, it says on the front. Is that when you started this log?
This is the second book.
The second.
Yeah.
Okay.
The first book was I began in 2013.
Oh my
Wow,
God, I'm so
amazing.
left out now.
There you go.
Didn't do anything.
Now you feel, we're feeling a little
Exactly,
bit
right?
small.
But it's encouraging, of course,
Absolutely.
because if he can do it, supposed to do that, we can start it too.
Yeah.
We can start
I
it.
love that conclusion. Yeah,
Right?
everyone.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you so
coming
much,
by.
Hara. Thank you so much.
And,
Thank you for
with
having
It's
me.
your
very
continued
inspirational.
efforts.
Thank you for having
Yeah,
me.
very inspirational.
God.
indeed. We hope that we brought you some inspiration in your life as well this morning, and hopefully you can do a little more as well to help save our environment. We're going to take a short break here on the program, but when we return, we have more stories from around the world. Keep it right here on the C Morning Show. We'll be right back on C Today.